In this video, we're going to learn how to turn SLAAC on. So I have chosen to do this on switch 1. That's my layer 3 switch that's on my network. And so it is the default gateway for all my VLANs. What I'm going to do is I'm on my switch 1. I'm going to get into global configuration mode and use the command IPv6 unicast-routing and hit enter. That's it. It's turned on. So now this device is starting to send out router advertisements for the rest of the devices on the network. Let's take a look at some of the IPv6 addresses that's associated with now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of my global configuration mode and I'm going to do a show. We're going to take a look at IPv6 interface, and I want VLAN 10. So that's the one that we'll take a look at. And you can see now that it's got the global unicast address, the GUA. This is the one that we assigned it. So that's not a surprise at all, but it's joined now to the all nodes group, and it was joined before actually to the all nodes group. It's joined to this router group now, so it can send out or receive these router solicitations. So it's joined that, and then it's got some other networks that it's joined on this as well. Now let's take a look at the client side. So I'm going to open up a command prompt on my demo laptop and type in ipconfig. So with ipconfig, we can see it has gotten some additional information here. So this is the network that we're talking about. And on here, we can see that it's got the statically assigned address that was on here. It also has a new address here. And what's happened is it has taken the router advertisement network that it received and then generated its own network ID on there, its own host bits on here. So we can see that it's already receiving the information and already generating. So now I have this set up with it's already receiving these router advertisements and then creating its own IPv6 address on this network. The last thing to note about this is the default gateway here, FE80::219, and the rest of this right here. We can also see that that is one of the addresses here on the switch. So that lines up as well, that it now has the default gateway in here for that device right there. So it can send traffic in that direction. So that exists on here as well. The last thing we can also check is I can bring up another command prompt and see if now I can ping one of the pies in another VLAN using the IPv6. And so I'll hit that, and sure enough, I can now ping IPv6 addresses in other networks as well. So there you have it. We have now set up SLAAC on our networks, and it's affecting all of our VLANs at this point in time. They're all getting default gateways, and we can ping devices on other networks.